Hey everybody, welcome back to CJ's Card Corner. Today I want to talk about a few comments that I've had recently regarding the discussion about talking about different products to invest in and what we think we should invest in versus not invest in, and advice that is being given out on this platform based on Pokemon as a whole. I just want to address a few of these comments that I've had on my videos because I think that it's important to engage with your community in a way that is transparent and is not hiding behind the numbers or hiding behind my own advice or sometimes contradicting myself. And I want to be 100% transparent about the fact that in a few of my videos I talk about investing advice and what I'm doing with my money. I am not an investment guru. I don't invest in the stock market other than my 401ks and a Roth IRA. I am not an investment guy. I'm not an investment bro. I just like Pokemon cards and I like to have sealed product. And I've noticed that sealed Pokemon goes up in value and I can sell it at a later date. And I think that I wanted to address some of these comments where they've asked me questions and they've made comments about the fact that maybe I'm contradicting myself when I'm suggesting that you buy into a bad set, or I suggest that you buy into a really good set. And I'm contradicting you or I'm contradicting myself in some of my videos. And I think it's important that we talk about this. So where I'd like to start is what I believe about Pokemon as a whole. And I have talked about this before. So if you've watched my videos, you know that my take on Pokemon sealed product is that it is valuable no matter when or how you buy it. There are just specific times and specific price points that make more sense to me than others. The reason I suggested Perfect Order in a previous video not that long ago is that I think Perfect Order is a bad set, but it's really cheap. And you can buy Perfect Order at near MSRP or near what other people bought it at. And to me, that's a good value in this current market, in this current world that we live in, with Pokemon being incredibly difficult to come across and find. Buying it right now, to me, is valuable at that price. The same goes for my video where I talked about chase cards. And in that video, I talked about sets that I think are really great buys because they have a really nice chase card in that set. And I think that there is value at any price point with a set like that, like Ascended Heroes, like Prismatic Evolutions, like Fusion Strike, really any of the sets I talked about in my video. The value is going to be there because that set is going to be ripped forever. People are going to want that set. If they go to buy a sealed collection and if that set is in that collection, they are more likely to buy it than if it's an entire set or entire collection of bad sets. Meaning your whole collection is Battle Styles and Perfect Order and Sword and Shield base and a few of those other bad sets of that era. If you have a whole collection of sealed of those sets, it doesn't mean you're not going to make money. Though, what I'm telling you and what I've told you in all of my videos is that Pokemon is exponentially more valuable if you collect it and if you invest in it properly. And what I mean in my videos is not necessarily that I think you should buy Chaos Rising or Perfect Order ahead of Ascended Heroes, which I made very clear in my Ascended Heroes video yesterday. I don't want you to do that. I don't think that's a good idea. Now, I'm not saying you can't. It's your money. But I personally think that investing in Ascended Heroes would take precedence over all of these bad sets. I am just suggesting that if you have some money to throw around, that buying Perfect Order isn't a bad idea at the current price point. Buying Battle Styles as the cheapest booster box of the entire Sword and Shield era may not be a terrible idea. Look what happened with Team Up. Those cards became incredibly popular overnight. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen with Battle Styles. I'm not saying that's going to happen with any of these sets that aren't as good. I'm saying it could happen, and if you can get it at MSRP or below MSRP or at a relatively good price? Here's an example of what I'm talking about. What about Stellar Crown? How many of you have talked about Stellar Crown in the last couple months? There's not many of you, I'd like to think. Personally, I don't have a lot of Stellar Crown, but you can buy a PC ETB of Stellar Crown for $150 right now. I say that's a good buy. The Squirtle in that set is running up. It's doing better than the 151 Squirtle. Look at the prices. I am telling you that there is value in any Pokemon set at any given time, and you just have to find the right ones. So when I make a video, it's because something came across my brain or something I saw on the internet suggested that that video should be made because I think that there's a play that can be made for you or for me. I'm not necessarily saying, hey, you should go do this or you're stupid. That's not at all. And I hope that doesn't get taken out of context and turned into a meme. But I personally think that you should spend your money the way you want to. Don't overspend. I've talked about that in other investing videos. Spend the money that you have available and use it to the best of your abilities. I'm just a guy talking to a camera and saying these are the things that I'm doing with my money. Because I have a little bit of money that I've used in my business, and I've talked about how my eBay business kind of funds my investments, and that's what I'm doing. I'm using my eBay business to fund some of these investments. And by doing that, I'm creating these YouTube videos to document my process and document what I'm doing with my money, and to say, hey, I spent $10,000 on Destined Rivals because I think that set's bonkers good, and I think it's going to be really popular down the road. Hey, I spent $3,000 on Ascended Heroes. Hey, I just traded my 151 UPC for Ascended Heroes. This isn't meant for you to take this and it works in your situation or that it works for you. What I'm doing is attempting to talk about all the things that I'm looking at on a given day and say, I want to buy into this for this reason, and I'm doing that with my money, and I'm talking to you about it. The masses, or in this case the 5 people that watch my videos. I just want to have an opportunity to speak on it, and I am not in any way saying don't comment or don't talk to me, because I have said in every video that I've ever made that I would love it for you to comment and talk to me about what you think about my video, and I super appreciate these comments. I want them, but I wanted to address them and say, hey, I understand what you think, and I want to be very clear. I think that every Pokemon set in every era is always a buy and will always make you money, because eventually the sealed product is going to run out and be more and more difficult to find. It doesn't matter what set it is. I just think that optimizing your Pokemon sealed collection is valuable and important. And if you can optimize your investments, you can do better, whether you're selling short-term or long-term. These are things that I think about on the daily. These are the things I'm researching on TCG, that I see on my Facebook feed or my YouTube feed or my X feed. And I like to see what other people think and what other people do. And then I combine all of their opinions that I see into what I'm seeing in the data. And then I talk about it to you. So I appreciate your comments, and I really love that you're commenting on the videos, and more engagement is great. Keep commenting, keep telling me what you think, keep talking about all the things down below. Ask me questions. And if you think I'm contradicting myself, please, by all means, put it in the comments. I will address those things as time goes on, and I will talk about them, because I am not trying to contradict myself. I'm trying to be as clear as I can be. Every Pokemon set is a buy, in my opinion. But I think there are specific Pokemon sets that are better buys at different times, especially if you're the type to hold short term and sell kind of more like an instant flip or an instant gratification versus a long-term hold. Long-term hold, meaning 5 to 10 years. I don't care what set it is. Buy what you like. Buy the set that you think is great. Buy the cards that you like in those sets, because if the market goes to zero, which it inevitably could, I don't think it will, personally. If it goes to zero, you could have a super fun rip opening a product that you actually enjoy, finding cards that you actually enjoy. Buy the set that has the chase card you love. For me, if I'm buying any cards right now, it's Ascended Heroes every single day. That set has some of the best cards, the best art. Check out my video that I talked about yesterday. This is the time to buy the cards you like. But if you're not looking to do that and you just want to diversify into different sets, there are so many cheap products out there right now. Stellar Crown PC ETBs are super cheap at $150, and I know that sounds ridiculous that that's super cheap, especially since it's $100 more than MSRP. But that's still cheap compared to every other PC ETB. Like, there are still products out there. Perfect Order is still cheap. You can buy 2-pack blisters of Mega Evolutions for cheap, and they come with a promo. There's so many good things to buy out there. I'm just giving my opinion and my thoughts on it. Don't take it as gospel. Do your own research. Find the things you like. But for me, the investments are in any Pokemon at any time. There's just better times for certain sets than others. And I'll try to dictate that a little bit better in my videos going forward to talk specifically about different sets versus just saying, but this one's a buy right now. I'll try to do a better job of that. So look for that in future videos. Comment down below what you think. Thanks for hanging out with me. I know that this is kind of a rambling video, but I did want to address some of these comments that I've been getting, and I very much appreciate your time today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the videos. I'd love to hear from you, and I really appreciate those of you that have stuck with me this long, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Have a good day.